I'm a podcaster, I'm a photographer, I also do videos. I'm nothing much. I've really gained interest in.
I can say it's a matter of adjusting, my man.
Yeah, thank you. That's the word.
Adjustment. You see, when you move from primary to secondary,
Yeah.
there is some level that you feel you are in.
Kind of like you don't talk to girls, even those that you knew that you come with them from the very same province. You don't talk with them as long as you are in a club.
Why?
Unless if your intentions are to buy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And from Juliusburg to Tzaneen to Limpopo to South Africa to the whole world, welcome to the Lazy Room. We are the Chambers of Thought. And welcome again to another banging episode 11 on the Lazy Room. This is your host, Lord Warrant. So shout out to you, shout out to everyone who has been with us since day one, shout out to everyone who has joined us along the way, shout out to those who have just joined us. So without any waste of time, I'd like to send most my gratitude actually from the team and from the Lazy Room as a whole. We send our gratitude to our The Lazy Me campaign participants. We have initiated the Lazy Me campaign on the 3rd of April this year. So this campaign will run until the end of April. As in the campaign, that is where we are going to actually promote and actually encourage someone at the same time. In a popular phrase, it says we kill two birds by one stone. So basically, in this way, we are actually letting it known out there that they are active people actually, and mostly our youth is also active. They are into something. Someone is doing something out there, so you gotta check them out because they might be your solution at some point, because we have actually have received so quite actually I'll say a satisfying response from our people, as we have seen the likes of Bihle Totas and One Way Solutions, and those are entrepreneurs and are independent people. Actually, everyone that we have shared is an independent someone, because we are seeing musicians also participating on the other side there. We've seen Queen Fofi, and the good news is that they are available in media platforms. They are actually very much conscious of this new digital world that we have actually arrived on. We see them on YouTube's, like just like ourselves here on the Lazy Room. We are almost at more than 5 media platforms. So we are growing, and I'm seeing a very, 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 very bright future ahead of us. So shout out to everyone who has been participating, to 015 Entertainment. We're talking about comedians here. Man, like I love Tzaneen so well. I love Tzaneen because the people that we have received are actually based in Tzaneen, and that's where I can see that the potential that is in Tzaneen. We are actually growing big, and I am very, 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 very much grateful to have those kind of active people. And as we are looking forward to a lot of you participating on the event, letting it known there that there is you. We hosted this campaign on our Facebook page, The Lazy Room. Obviously, yes, it's The Lazy Room. So without any waste of your time, shout out once more to our participant and everyone who has been supporting us in any way by sharing our content and commenting and referring to friends and all those stuff that makes us alive today, that makes us keep on going. So I can speak a lot while sending my gratitudes without any waste of time. Today, actually, it will be tonight. Yes, I will be having a guest with my co-host, and we are trying to have another experience of podcasting here. So we have tried a new experience in which that we tried to skip the country and went to Nigeria. That to that extent that our guest is from Nigeria. So without speaking a lot about him, and then let us get to business. Let's talk and let's talk a lot of things here on our Lazy Room podcast along the way, and thank you for being with us once more. So it's Samuel our favor. So welcome to the Lazy Room, sir.
Thank you very much. I'm Samuel Favor. I'm a podcaster. I'm a photographer. I also do videos. I'm nothing much. I've really gained interest in podcasting, like saying my mind, just trying to be free to bring out whatever is in my mind and share thoughts with other people. It's been nice having Mr. Warrant since he joined me on my first podcast, and I think podcasting is something I would love to do more with him.
Yeah, podcasting is a new revolution.
Yeah.
A new world order.
Yeah.
So we've already, my co-host has been introducing himself for more than 20 times in our previous episode.
So many times, man. I'm sure you're familiar with me, you know.
Yeah. Obviously, our listeners are familiar with you. You are pollited deity XC, the 90th deity. We are actually the future. If we look at the youth, it is actually the tomorrow's world, or the future that we are talking about tomorrow. But when we look at what they do on a daily basis, or how they do things, or on their lives, it becomes contrary to what we say that our youth is the future. So I want to hear from Nigeria how you tackle this issue. If you are facing the same issues we are facing in South Africa, that we are having complicated youth, of course, it's vibe, it's actually groove every weekend.
Of course. Wow. See, cultism, partly I would say is the order of the day. Much more especially in schools, in higher institutions. Cultism is something that most young people just want to belong in. I don't know if you get me. They just want to feel among, and they also want to have that community of friends that once they call on them for, because I feel cultism is mostly violent stuff. It's mostly about violence. So I feel they just want to have those that can be able to back them up when they want to start up their violent acts, and they just want to, I don't know how we put it, they just want to feel free and show up the other parts of them. But here, yes, in some part of the country here in Nigeria, man, cultism is something different. I don't really know how to say it. In the part of where I grew up, although it's a calm place, when you go to schools that are around the area and see cult boys, people that have really indulged themselves in cultism, you'll be like seriously. And since when I was in my primary school days, cultists have always done things that are vile. So I feel most people just want to indulge in cultism, maybe one because of the fun and the freedom for them to express their violent acts and be able to show out themselves. That's for me.
Yeah, I get it. But then, you know what you have just said now, I want to hear from the side of my co-host, because my co-host now is in higher institution. Obviously, there is a different experience in higher institution. He is in Varsity now.
Yeah.
So he's actually seeing a lot that he didn't see in villages. So as we are still on, we do have different kinds of groups. I want to know that from that side of the higher institution, how is this thing working out, or how everything is working out in relevant to what Mr. Samuel has just said.
Yeah, my man. I can.
Speak louder, man. Speak louder.
Yeah, man. You can hear me now, ne?
Yeah.
I will continue from where Mr. Samuel left, the side of expressing yourself.
Yeah.
Freedom, man, freedom.
It's a matter of freedom.
It's a matter of freedom, man.
But when I look at it, I'm not seeing freedom involved there. I'm just seeing slavery.
Yeah, somehow slavery, because we have been subjected to doing those things, Like the freedom we think we have received is not the kind of freedom that we will want to receive.
It's not the freedom we want to receive.
I think like there is some sort of reverse psychology working here. So as you say that those sides are not the same. Like where I come from and where I am right now, they are not the same. Like a lot of things that you change, Yeah, once you get to stand up for yourself, be accountable for yourself, there are some sort of like level of, what can I say, standard where you have to reach in order to be yourself.
We cannot speak about the standards of being yourself while you are joining a certain group in order to fit in.
Yeah, so it's the standard of those certain groups.
but I feel there is a level of power given to them though. Once they join those groups, there's a level of power they feel they have received. Because when people join cults, take for example, if I join a cult, you should know that I will have a backup. I won't really be scared. So I feel the freedom we get is the freedom of not being scared of other groups. I don't know if you get me.
You feel like
you're already a capon on your own.
I get it. And Mr. Polite, can you stand firm because you are disturbing the audio? It might sound weird.
I'm sure.
No problems.
Yeah. So you have something. Yeah, you are into something there. So, but then when we look at it, Mr. Polite just said that this is a mental reverse psychology kind of name. So when I think about it right now, let's say it's a certain group of boys, and this kind of a group, it always expresses how they were, like they are very much proud of their cotton. They will tell you about the prices of clothes, and then the other ones, they are always vibing, they are always like on group. I want to know, like, how do I get or end up in a certain group? How do I go through that process of deciding that I want to join this kind of a group because of this and this? Because at some point, all those things are actually not valuable enough for someone to sit and consider or think about them.
I don't know if okay, go on.
I can go on, I can go.
Okay, so I don't know if you know of peer pressure, where you get into the higher institution. Let me take for example, you get into the higher institution, and getting into the higher institution, you meet lots and lots of people. Let's take for example, for someone that is inside an enclosed place, someone that doesn't really go out, someone that maybe his parents has caged him into being inside the house. He doesn't have the freedom to go out. He doesn't really have freedom, and he's scared of some things. Let's say that kind of person goes into the higher institution and goes and make friends in higher institution. No, you barely looking at it, he himself, he wants to be free. Yeah, and when he gets there, the kind of friends he make, if he gets into the hands of those that will tell him, once you join us, our friendship, you'll be free, you'll be this, you'll be that. I don't see a reason why. I don't even think that the person will really want to think about it before joining them, because he'll be like, these people have told me I'll be free and they're at my back. They will do this, they will do that for me. So I feel when there is peer pressure from friends, that gives them that assurance that with us nothing will happen, like we are the doing guys. When they've given them that assurance, for sure, I feel any young person that has really been pushed by his peers will want to join them.
Yeah. I get your point. Mr. Polite, you wanted to say something?
Yeah. I think in addition of what is the favorite thing,
Yeah.
I can say it's a matter of like expressing those feelings. That side of yours. We all have our that side, Those that deep thoughts we've been suppressing.
You assume that that side that to get exposed when we get with other children in particular.
You have been subjected to it because there are some things you cannot ignore, seeing a squad drinking and drinking, they're just starting fire and you think that inside yourself you have that.
Yeah, you just want to vibe. I don't know if you get, there's that tendency to want to vibe along.
So it's not about the squad approaching you, telling you what it will offer. It's about you wanting the squad to approach you. So that you can
Yeah, and also it's part of your willingness to join too, your mindset. If it's something you just want to do, man, you just go for it.
Because there is that say about energy that you attract what you think of,
Yeah.
You see.
Yeah. You attract what you are actually.
You attract what you are, my man.
So, like, I get it a lot, my man. So, here is the thing. I've actually, even if I experience that kind of a life that I am always vibing this side and that I am always out with my friends, but always when I move out of here, mostly when I go to Varsity, everything starts to change. You understand? Because this is extensive to when we start waking. As a youth, when you start waking, you also get to experience another kind of a peer pressure, I'd say, or another kind of.
Now we are waking. Yeah.
To add into what you already experienced in Varsity. So I don't know if this norm is a matter of it is still peer pressure or it is still what we choose as a youth, that I want to live this in this kind of a way without looking at the consequences of it. And I want to know what you say about this.
I can say it's a matter of adjusting, my man.
Yeah, thank you. That's the word.
Adjustment. You see, when you move from primary to secondary, there is some level that you feel you are in, You feel you are grown up. Someone is now you're in secondary. Then from secondary to high school, That's another change. Now you're the man or you're the woman of the power.
Sure, you've got the
You know,
power, like nobody's to stop you.
Varsity, you're from high school to varsity, so now you're telling yourself, full plus. If you're against the well, if you're against the well, my man.
Yeah. So in Nigeria, we don't ever thought you.
It's still the same thing he said, dude. Once you've gotten out of the covens of your parents, once you're alone, once they've given you that freedom, man, you want to use it. Like, okay, let's take for example people that are in power, people that are in the government, people that are ruling us. If you look at it, when they have not yet gotten that power, they tend to cope to what the nation wants them to be. They get to show their good side, but
They are humble.
yeah, they are fucking humble. But immediately they are given the power, God, you see the real side of them. So I feel that is a very good explanation to what it means by you first being with your parents, being in high school, then you getting the power, being into the university.
My guy struggling from a network, and I'm not sure if he's seeing this.
No, he's not aware.
We lost you in last few seconds. Did you notice?
Hey, Mr. Favor.
Yeah, I can hear you.
We lost your point in the last few seconds. Did you notice?
Okay, let me rephrase what I said. So I said that when they are giving the power, when the government are giving the power, that humble part of them just disappears at once. So it's just like where a youth, because since we are talking about the youth, it's just like where the youths are humble with their parents, and then when they're given the opportunity to leave their parents and go stay on their own, boom, they go violent. Since they are given the freedom, they do whatsoever they want to do.
Okay, so I want to change the narrative in relevant to what the both of you just said, and this is, I don't know how it will sound. I want to know, my co-host is in Varsity,
Yeah.
and then say, did you go to Varsity or once got a job or had an experience out of your home or something like that?
Okay, is it me?
Yeah.
Okay, so for me, I am in the university now.
Okay, it's a good one.
Yeah.
So, are you pressurized into joining a certain group or something like that, or are you already in a certain group? Well,
No, I can't be pressurized. Those things are not really my kind of thing. I don't know if you get. I'm not really the kind of person that is really pushed by peers. So I just want to be myself. Besides, I don't want any issue. And cultism at the order of the day, any one or two that happens, or more, you're on your own. Because most times when you get into any shit, nobody is there to help you. You're on your own. So for the fact that although you are with them, you are not really with them, you're partly on your own. Not really for the fear of that, but also for the fear of that, I won't really want to join. You get? It's not really my calling.
yeah, I get it. And then, Mr. Polite, what's popping? What's popping that time, man?
It's squad, the boy, it's squad, I might be Savele, Kamnandi, you chilling, you vibing. Varsity life, my man,
So you're always vibing, or it's just something occasional, or
Something occasionally. Those little voices I was telling you about, man, the part of expressing yourself.
Okay, will you classify your own into being into a cult?
Can you repeat that?
Will you classify the gang you're into as being a cult? Like the expressions you guys portray, is it violent?
Is it violence?
Well, you portray violence.
Man, what's the definition of violence?
Okay, I don't really even know how to define violence. Okay, violence. Any very the easy definition of violence is getting to hurt people. Yeah.
No,
Okay, you don't hurt people.
no. We fight, man.
Okay, you just vibe, get drunk, do stuff,
Get up.
carry them business and
That's like,
yeah. I see.
yeah. It's about
So
yourself, especially to the fullest.
Mhm.
Since there's no one guiding you, making sure that you don't get out of the way.
the last time we were speaking, my man, you told me that one of you is in hospital.
Yeah, man. And it was very bad, dog.
So the nigga decided to leave you behind and do his own missions without informing you.
Without informing the squad,
It is his first year.
No, it's not his first year. I think it's doing third year. Third or second, yeah.
So you see that Mr. Samuel Favor, our youth keep on repeating a very same mistake. I believe that he is very aware of what is happening to that side, because this guy is speaking from a different province with me here, and then it is it's Gauteng. I think you know Gauteng in Nigeria. You heard of Gauteng, city of gold.
No, I'm not sure I've heard of it.
It's a very popular country. I mean to say.
Okay, Houthi, yeah. I know Houthi. They are very, very, very violent. They are violent.
Yes,
I've browsed about Haiti and God, the pictures I got, the news I read. Wow, it's a country filled with violence. I don't really know what I would say about it, but
It's
man.
actually a province in our country. It's one of our province.
The middle of SA, Gauteng, in the middle. These are surrounding it.
Wow.
Yes, everyone from South Africa is in Gauteng, whether you are from Eastern Cape or you are from
Any part.
this state. There's everyone in Gauteng. So basically, in that side, when you are exposed to that side, you know that there are certain things or there are certain lines that you don't cross, there are certain things that you don't do, but we end up seeing them repeating the very same mistake. I don't want to say his name, or I don't want you to say his name, but he's doing his third year now. But he did what he knew that he might end up in danger, and indeed he ended up in danger. So what are your perspectives in this one?
Man,
Come for me, Mr. Favor.
Man, I really don't know. I really don't know what to say. I sincerely don't know what to say.
I can say
Okay,
you lost control,
let me clarify for Mr. Favor here. Ne?
Yeah.
So this one is a third year student. Ne?
Okay.
So since it's his third year, it means for 3 years he has been exposed to the life of that side. Ne?
Yeah.
He knows that when you go out in a bar, you don't talk to girls, not talk to any kind of a girl. You don't talk to girls, even those that you knew that you come with them from the very same province. You don't talk with them as long as you are in a club.
Why?
Unless if your intentions are to buy.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
My price matters.
Yeah, so my man here is doing his third year. He's very much aware of that fact, and then yet he continued, like he approached the girl in a club. This incident happened, I think, last week or last week. He approached the girl And he ended up in hospital because he bounced with the girl, and then they took his money, they took everything for him, and then they beat him up. He ended up in hospital. So I'm asking myself, if it's his third year, why he kept doing what he knows that will put him in danger?
It depends. Maybe he wanted to. Was it his last year? Is his third year his last year?
Yeah, it's his last year.
So for me, I feel he wanted to get the fullest of fun, the last best fun he could ever have in university before he goes out. Or maybe he was actually looking for trouble, because these are the two things. It was either he was looking for general fun or he was looking for trouble. Because man, if you know, you know. Like how will you just go out and you are approaching the bitches and you don't expect something to happen, bro? You're not buying. Then why would you go meet her? So I think he was risking himself totally, because it's not something I would expect someone to do. But some people take the risks too. But yeah, people that can take the risk are people that have the body. If you see my body now, I can't go and take that kind of risk, because they will so finish me. They will so finish me. Oh,
yeah, I get it,
Man,
yeah.
there's that saying, man, like, yo, I'm not sure in English how it goes in English, but in our mother's tongue, rangata rituki.
Oh, like the day of a danger does not show you.
Yeah. You might find out maybe the nigga did it before, and the edge safe right.
Yeah, like you've got it right. Like at a certain point, we cannot predict the next second, and when we thought it was for a merriment, we find out that it's for grievance.
yeah.
Yeah, so I heard your point of view. I am looking forward to extend this conversation, but unfortunately, we will have to actually save some information for ourselves and actually give people time to process everything that we are talking about, so that we can always be on a same page. So it was nice having you guys here. I know this is still fun for now, but I think electricity might go off this side, and I don't want to experience that kind of a thing. So we'll continue this kind of a conversation if time allows, because we are evolving on a daily basis. So it was nice having you, Mr. Samuel, on our podcast. Looking forward to have you again and in more of our episodes.
Thank you very much. It was so nice talking with you.
What are you saying?
I'm thanking Mr. Samuel, man, for being with us today.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me on your podcast too. Yeah, it's a pleasure.
Yeah, so until we meet again, I think there's nothing much to talk about for now, of course. So this is the founder and CEO of the Perspective View podcast, which is Mr. Samuel Robert. We have our first episode together on his podcast, and you'll forgive us for the inconvenience of a technical experience. We are going to fix everything so that we deliver some better content next time. So as we are closing, you can do well by following him on his TikTok account, Instagram, and Facebook, and YouTube. You have Twitter, right?
Yeah, I also have a Twitter account.
Yes, it's you can actually mention your handles for yourself.
So it's all the same thing. My Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, all of them. If it's not Rihu but Samuel, then it is the Perspective View podcast. So that's mainly it.
Okay, thank you, bro, for having to talk with you, to share your perspectives on our podcast, and representing Perspective View podcast very well, because it's about the thought, the perspectives, and the opinion.
Yeah.
So I wish you well to grow that side. As much as we grow this side, you also grow that side, so that one day we are going to host a very big event, having to sit down and actually conversate.
Yeah, hopefully.
So, Mr. Poleret, I think we'll talk, my man. We'll talk. Thank you for the support. And I hope you keep yourself safe that side.
So that he won't get to the hospital, I'm sure. Because if he does find himself in the hospital, we'll make another podcast for him, especially for him.
Yes, just to talk about him the whole week.
Yeah.
So do well to do also follow our media handles. It's The Lazy Room on YouTube, Spotify, Google Podcast, Stitcher, Amazon, and as well we have just joined in the last few weeks we joined the African podcasters on Afropods. So do well by following us and actually like and subscribe in every media platform, so that you do not miss any of our content that we'll be delivering. And this is me, Lord Warrant II.
Yeah.
And we are out of here. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Peace out.
Thank you.